What's up, everybody? Back here for episode 63 of the Pitside podcast. We've got yet another fantastic episode for you this week. This week, we're going to talk to Chris Schaffer, one of the newer guys, part of Black Bullet Racing. And then we're going to sit down with Brody Sim. So he's been a popular guest here. It's his third time back, so you're not going to want to miss that. We'll get started here in just a minute.
Welcome to the Pitside Podcast, where we discuss the latest news and developments in the Coast to Coast Racing League, as well as other racing news inside and out of iRacing. Here's your host, the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer, and Roger, the Bassman, Craig.
Yep, so we're back once again. It's been a good week. Yesterday was our first Coast to Coast Racing League Hall of Fame induction and award show, and it was a raving success. I know it was a raving success, despite the fact that we're recording this on Tuesday or Wednesday as we usually do, and it hasn't actually happened yet. But I'm putting my money on.
Well, so I got to say I've been eagerly awaiting this because I've got nothing to do. I've had nothing to do with it. This is your baby, and I know it's going to be done first class. So. I was certainly honored, last night. If people don't know what I'm talking about, they'll have to go and watch that for sure. But it's very cool because I know, things have been rolling along sort of, but I've been kept in the dark on all of this stuff. So it's very cool. And this goes back to, the strength of this league is all the people, around us. Well, in this case, it's you, but it's like outside my scope. It's just this is another great example where all these cool things for the league are happening, and I don't have anything to do with it. So,
well, I'll tell you, you're giving me a lot of credit, and I won't deny that I've put this all together. But if you watched it last night, you know that I was not the only one that participated by any means. We've had people from outside the league step up, some really cool guest presenters, and it was awesome to see everybody participate. Had a couple people that weren't real excited to be on camera, but still did it, so that was great. But you know what? I think we've learned a lot too, just in setting this up. So I know yesterday or what's going to be Saturday was a big success. But next year, I think we'll do it even better. And I think you even later in one of our interviews are going to mention a potential new award. So if you watched it and you have an idea, we tried to come up with everything we could think of. But obviously, just from talking tonight, there's new ideas. So if anybody has an idea for an award that's easily quantifiable, let us know and we'll make it happen for sure.
Yeah. It was it's exciting to take all these things on. It's just like our charity events. This one has been they all get easier, and I've learned not to panic when not everybody signed up until the 11th hour, because that's just the way it happens. I wish it didn't, but that comes with the territory. But just the whole organizational thing, we add little quirks. So this one we're doing this the Grady Chandler pole shuffle, and I can't wait to see how that turns out. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to pull it off, but I can't wait to see how that goes. So yeah, it's just everything. It's continuous improvement. That's sort of a policy of the league. Let's just keep getting better and better. And so we'll do that with the awards night next year, and with all these charities as we go along.
Absolutely. Well, and I'm glad you mentioned the Grady Chandler pole shuffle. I've been a little bit embarrassed to admit this since the Chili Bowl happened, but I did miss at the Chili Bowl the Grady Chandler pole shuffle. I was off getting another bowl of chili that I was doctoring up pretty good, and I missed it. I got to talking and I missed the whole thing. Tell me how that works.
Oh, it was so. What happens? We're going to do the same way. So in iRacing, I'm going to set it up. It'll be a practice where we'll introduce the drivers, and then the feature. The feature will be like 50 or 100 laps. I don't know. We'll just set a big number so it doesn't end. And what will happen is all the top 10 drivers, the top 5 from the Monday night races, they're going to be in the top. They're P1 to P10. So the bottom 2, the 4th and 5th finisher of each of those races, will come out of the pits. They'll grid for the start of the race with a truck. This is the way I'm picturing it, anyways. And then, and I think we'll have caution laps don't count. So they will go around pace laps, just like the 4 of them. The 2 third we're going to have a flip of the coin to see whether the Lima Land guys or the Cedar Lake guys get the inside or the outside. So the fourth place guys will be at the front, fifth at the back. They'll do a couple of pace laps with the pace truck. He'll pull off, green light, 4 laps. I've thought about throwing cautions, but I don't want to get it too complicated. But 4 laps, and we'll have to have like admins monitoring this because it's just going to be dynamic. And we'll have to clear black flags, clear all. So when they start, because the other guys are still out there, or that the other guys have got, they missed the grid type thing.
Right.
So they'll do the 4 laps, and then we'll declare who finished first and second. They'll stay on the track. We'll throw a caution flag, so they'll stay out, and then the next 2 guys, the guys that finished third, those nights will come out on the track from the pits, and they'll start in front of those 2. The losers of that race will go back into the pits.
Right.
Pace truck will go around. We might have to throw another caution just to get everything ready to go, and then the pace truck comes off. Away they go again, 4 laps, and then we take the top 2 from that, and then the second place guys come out, and the top 2 from that, and then the 2 guys that won the features will come out and race the guys who have potentially finished 5th, and came all the way up. So that's what Thorson did at the Chili Bowl. I think he was 7th coming in, and he finished he finished second overall. Like he kept transferring. Right. So that's how we're going to do it, and it'll be a challenge for Joe Halter will be covering that. So Joe and I have talked about it. So, but this is going to be a challenge to cover. So good luck, Joe. And but I can't wait to love a challenge. So I think it's going to be cool.
Can I throw another challenge at you? It's something I've always wanted to try, and you can feel free to tell me no. But create it as a multi-class race. Get everybody to load in their 360s, but I'll load in a jumpy truck with a custom Grady Chandler pole shuffle pace truck scheme, and I'll drive the pace truck.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, folks, this is where most of the creativity happens on the podcast.
It's true. You guys get to witness how all this works.
Yeah, Grady Chandler pace truck. Yeah. Or it could be a NASCAR Silverado, but you might have trouble getting around the track.
Yeah, it'd be easier in the jumpy truck for sure.
Oh, this is a done deal, man. So stay tuned, folks. You better get that paint going, buddy.
Oh yeah, no problem. I got that done.
And so stay tuned to the Grady Chandler pace truck. So that's cool.
Yeah,
so,
we'll make it happen.
Okay. And I got a couple other ideas, but I don't know how. We'll talk about it afterwards. So you triggered something else.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, anyways, that event, can't wait. Starts tomorrow. Can't wait.
So tell me a little bit about the format. I know anybody that's already registered obviously understands how it's working, but anybody, I know we're talking to Brody, in a little bit, and he was mentioning he was watching some of the racing tonight.
Yeah.
So for those people, tell us a little bit about how the format works just in a brief sense.
So it's a 3-race event, or 3-night event. Sorry, 3-night event. All funds, all proceeds go to the Steve King Foundation. So every dollar that you donate, it's $15 now. We did have an early bird that was over a long time ago, and it's not too. You could enter right up until if you can't race Monday or Tuesday, there's a last chance qualifier on Wednesday, and you can still enter. So it's $15, and I'll say minimum because I'm seeing half the drivers, more than half, donate more than the minimum, because every dollar goes to Steve King Foundation. So, but it's $15. Monday night there'll be 2 qualifiers. There'll be Lima Land and Cedar Lake. It's all fixed 360s, and drivers have their choice. And it's funny, checking the registrations, I've asked for which one you're going to race. It's about split down the middle, and I thought it would be more heavily to Cedar Lake, but it's not. So that's Monday night. Top 5 from each will go into the Grady Chandler pole shuffle, and that will run on Tuesday night. So Tuesday we'll start the night out with a veterans only league race. So that'll be it's a 20-lap feature, and the top finisher that doesn't qualify for the main event will get a provisional P26. So so there's that. Can't can't say enough about the veterans. We got some big announcements coming for next season for the veterans, but I can't get into that right now. And then we'll do that pole shuffle with the jumpy truck. We'll have to make sure Grady's watching because I know he did want to catch that. And then we'll have the third qualifier on after that at Eldora. So again, top 5 from that will start P11 to P15 in the main event.
So that third qualifier is anybody that didn't qualify, that's either not raced yet or didn't qualify from the first 2 qualifiers. So you don't and that was a mistake I actually made originally. You pick on the first night which one you want to run. Everybody can run the third one unless you've already qualified for the feature.
Yeah, and if you qualify, so that's where you're guaranteed racing every night, all 3 nights.
Right.
Because you'll pick one of those first 2 races, and then you drive in that qualifier 3, or you're in the pole shuffle. So you're guaranteed that. And then on Wednesday, there is a last chance qualifier where we will take the top 10. So they will start P16 to P25. And then, like I said, the veterans start P26. And as we've seen before, a great fundraiser, we will have an auction for a P27. So this is by far the biggest field we've ever started. And the final will be at Knoxville. That qualifier, the last qualifier will be Charlotte. So what happened was we had a vote of the tracks, and we went from the most popular at the final and just worked our way backwards. So that all these tracks other than Lima Land were selected by drivers. We took Lima Land because that's where the sprint cars were supposed to be that night.
Gotcha.
And the question came up in one of the interviews tonight, where we don't lose any weeks in the season because we will finish the Outlaw division on the Monday of week 13. So Lima Land will be week 12, and then I can't remember where the championship is. It might be Volusia.
I think it might be Charlotte, actually.
Oh, Charlotte. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so whatever that was supposed to be on week 12 will be week 13. So there's no loss of weeks there. So
same story for Hometown Heroes. That'll spill into week 13 as well.
No, it won't.
So that one shortens
that one does shorten because we've got the down. You never know when they could come out with a fix, and it could just, if that was championship night, and all of a sudden iRacing,
that's true.
Yeah, so
Very
we don't
true.
even want to mess with that.
Well, I have to tell you, I think this is one of my favorite formats. This is I think, as far as getting people guaranteed racing, the best one we've done. We've got a great selection of tracks, and everybody can kind of pick and choose which is going to be their better track.
Yep.
This one is a winning format, I think, for sure.
Well, it's going to be hard to beat Knoxville. I love the Knoxville thing, and we'll do. So the one thing that we talk about continuous improvement. I think we're settling in on the formats for the races. So we'll be doing Knoxville again. I think we'll be doing this. Well, we've done the King of the Wing before, but not in this format. And I think this format will work. And next season we're going to do the dirt mods, and that's
like the Dirt Car Nationals, yeah.
Dirt Car Nationals. It's going to duplicate that, so that's going to be cool. So
or Super Dirt Week, excuse me.
Super, yeah. So can't wait, and this is going to be a great event. And then that final race pays out $100 and a trophy from Replica Design for the winner, $50 for P2, $25, $15, and $10. I mean, it's not about the money, really. It's about all the charity and fundraising. And then the other big thing too is door prizes. We've got 4 $25 gift certificates, and then all these great wrap companies. It's been so cool. Magnum Race Design, VMR Wraps, Velocity Race Design, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Crazy Train Graphics. They've all donated a wrap, and Raven Graphics. If you saw the award show last night, you saw the winning wrap car, and Raven Graphics did that. That's going on a T-shirt. So there's going to be 2 hero cards done up much the same as that. So those are going to be cool.
Just to clarify a little bit, Raven did the presentation, like the design for winning. It was Velocity that did do the car design. Just clarifying so everybody gets credit.
Yeah. Raven just did the put it together, but it was
turned out awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say. You know what? There's so many great wraps. There's a lot of good wraps that didn't even enter, and hopefully we can fix that next season.
Yeah,
because there's some tremendous wraps. But I've got to say, the one that Andy had is the the best one I've ever seen. That's for sure. It was just
it was the total package. It had a personal touch. I mean,
Yeah.
it looked fast. Like it was the deserving winner. There were several that were right there, and I know in voting that was the way it panned out too. But I think we all kind of had an idea going in that if Andy submitted that thing, he had a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I remember the first night he and I think it was the last charity race, and he pulled that out, and it was just, oh my God, all the rivets and everything else, like the airplane design, and it was just, and the dog tags in memory of his son. I mean, it's the whole package, like you say, and really happy for Andy and Velocity. Velocity does a lot of wraps in the league, and good on them. So, but yeah, and now we got all these new wrap companies too, like. You know what? The competition is going to heat up for next season.
I often wonder if other leagues draw like rap guys like ours does. I don't race I've occasionally raced another league here or there, but not enough to get to know anybody. It just seems like we've got a lot, but maybe it's common. I don't know. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the broadcasting too. I know you mentioned Joe's doing Tuesday night. Is it our regular broadcaster? So Marty's going to do Monday.
Marty's going to do Monday. Yep.
So Virtual Grip will do Wednesday night, which also means that our charity night final will also be on iRacing. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it's it's so cool, the association they have, and they put on such a phenomenal show.
Yes, they do.
So it's really excited about that. So can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, hopefully that gets what we're doing. Not we want everybody to get their screen time, but hopefully that gets what we're doing some airtime as well. And so we'll make sure those guys are armed with information that they can share out about where to donate and things like that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, I think we should go talk to Chris Schaffer, and then after that we're going to talk to Brody Sim, and we'll close out with Brody. But we appreciate you watching. It's a big week next week. If you haven't registered for the charity, like Roger said, you can still do that. You can do it up to Wednesday, just before the last chance qualifier. But make sure you get as much racing as you can. Go sign up now. There's a link on our website, Coast to Coast or C2CRL.com. It'll be the first pop-up you see. So make sure you get that done if you haven't already. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you back here for episode 64 next week. Thanks, guys.
Drive safe. And we are here with Chris Schaffer. How you doing, Chris?
Good, Roger. How about yourself?
Hey, I should ask. It is Schaffer, not Schaffer, right?
It is Schaffer, yes.
Yeah, okay. That's a good thing. You being
the C gets people confused for some reason.
Yeah. You being a Marine, I would not want to get that wrong. So you were. let's start off with that. You were a Marine for, you said, 8 years.
For 8 years, yeah. I went straight out of high school and stayed in until 2006 and got out in 2006. Did 8 years.
Well, thank you for serving, buddy. I really do appreciate that. And as we were talking just before we came on here live, you've got a pending invite to the Veterans League. So maybe you can shake those boys up. The Air Force boys, I think, have been kind of putting on a show there. So you need to straighten them out,
Well, they should have plenty of experience. I mean, they don't do much. They're in the Air Force.
That's what I heard the other day. Yeah, you and Barker can go on a mission. And
I'm telling you, I mean, when I was in Iraq, they showed up. And we were out on the dirt, and they're like, "We're not staying here. This isn't good for us." And they went and left.
All right, so I'm throwing a proposal out here. We do this all the time on the podcast, and we really shouldn't. But here's what we do. We should take all of our veterans, based on their branch, right, and calculate average points per branch. And then at the end of the season, we have a winning branch to the military.
Hey, I'm all for that.
That's not fair.
Why is it not fair?
Because they get plenty of time to be on the computer all the time in there.
I'm not going to say anything. You can have that complaint, though. That's all I'll say.
This could be the most controversial podcast we've ever had.
It's true. It's true.
Anyways, man, it's awesome to have you. I think we were talking. You joined probably last fall. That's as far back as we can go on the records. And I had those stats up here. So, yeah, there it is. Up to this season, you had 108 races. 21 top fives. You had one win. Was that did you get a sticker?
I got a sticker. It was Hometown Heroes, the 305s at Eldora last year.
Cool.
Awesome. And where'd the sticker go?
It's sitting on my computer right now. I hadn't stuck it to it yet because I'm still fixing the man cave here.
Yeah. I'm not quite finished either. You know, I got mine, and I just wait to see where I'm going to put it. But
it's sitting right beside the coffee mug, you know. So all the boys at Black Bullet Racing now, because now there's at least 2 of us that's gotten the mug. That's the thing. They're like, oh, we all want to get a mug now. So tonight Taylor finally, like, he made the A main, and he's like, all right, I'm in a prime position to get the mug, and I think he got wrecked in the A main.
He did. You know? Yeah. But you had 21 top 5s, 54 top 10s out of 8 races. Those
is
are good
a
numbers.
Pretty high percentage compared to most guys.
Yeah, that's a good number.
I just try to stay clean and, you know, keep my nose and not be in trouble. And sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. Just depends on where you're at in the track.
So I'm taking a chance here, but I know you're a Marine, but, you know, you and I are a few miles apart. So I'm a little upset at what you got on the back there. I'm impressed you got a screen behind you, but I thought we'd see some sprint cars on there or something, man.
I didn't see any on. This is the only thing I've seen on right now.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll give you a break.
But like I told you earlier, though, the Lucas Oil cars are going to be 10 minutes away from the house, and they start up tomorrow night. So I may go out there tomorrow night.
Say hi to Kyle Larson for me, will you?
If I run into him, I will.
Okay, there you go.
He'll definitely know who Roger Craig is.
Oh yeah. Hey, I can send you the picture. We're pretty much first name basis.
You might want to get Roger to send you the picture too to try to jog his memory.
Now, if I could pull that up, I'd pull that up right now. But anyways, I won't. So, but hey, I got another question to ask you though. Lake Butler. That's what I see. Is your home is Lake Butler?
Yes.
I fish Lake Butler.
Really?
Yeah, man. Isn't that where Shaq or somebody has a big home? Is it Shaq?
Not Shaq that I know of.
Oh, was Tiger on there? There was somebody. I can't remember.
No, I don't know. The biggest person we have here that I actually went to school with was Gerard Warren. He was the number 3 pick overall in the NFL draft. Got drafted by the Cleveland Browns. I actually played high school ball with him. He was a year older than me. And that I actually was on the football team, and we won 3 straight Florida State championships.
Wow.
Yeah, we had several D1 guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. No.
It was fun times around here.
I'm sorry. There's just a major crash behind you, and I got distracted. I'm sorry.
No,
that's all right.
Never mind him, Chris. I was impressed with what you were saying.
I'll just mute myself. I'm sorry.
So, what position you play?
At that time, I played offensive line, but you wouldn't know it if you see me. I'm only like 5'5". Like I have a almost 19-year-old son that's in college playing baseball, and he's like 5'9".
Oh yeah, where's he play ball?
It's Lake Sumter State College.
Mm-hmm.
It's just outside of Ocala. It's a 2-year school, but you know he's getting 2 years of education to go play ball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so, that's awesome, man. I love it when that's when the kids win. You know, when they get that free education. So they're taking it rather than being taken advantage of. They're taking advantage of the system, which is always great.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. So a couple other things we were talking about too was you've been to East. We were talking about East Bay because East Bay's coming up, and you had a couple of stories about East Bay.
Yeah. So my grandpa was a track promoter and announcer, and pretty much did everything at the old Florida State Fairgrounds racetrack there in Tampa. Right now it's got the Ford Amphitheater. The track's been torn down. It shut down like 89, 90, I think it was. But he was real good buddies with Will Cagle. And at one point in time, Will Cagle used to own East Bay. And he would go over there and announce during the Winter Nationals when the 8 models and the sprint cars came down there. So, you know, I watched Eric Almirola's grandfather down there a lot. I was there when Jeff Gordon was a kid. I was a kid, but, you know, I got to watch him. So I grew up around a lot of guys that, you know, I've always been at the racetrack. That's
awesome, buddy. And we were talking earlier, too. Yeah, East Bay is shutting down. Like they sold the property, and I think they got 5 years left, and it was a dangerous place. You put your life in your hands going in the stands 5 years ago, and for sure they're not putting any more money in it now. So I was hoping to be down this season, but it didn't happen. But we were talking. Hopefully, iRacing will scan it before it's shut down. That would be it.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, you know, it's for dirt cars. It's kind of a a staple track. And I know all the dirt guys always complain about us not getting enough tracks, but for a track that's going to go away like that, and that's where they hold the Winter Nationals, and the World of Outlaw cars go there. I think it needs to be scanned before they shut it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, for sure. So, hey, tell us, you're on Black Bullet Racing. Tell us a little bit about your team.
Our team is fairly new. It's only about 4 months old. And it's a couple of guys. We were on a team at Wide Open Motorsports, and we just decided we wanted to kind of go do our own thing. And we merged with another group of guys that we were racing in another league. And so we originally started with 10 guys, and it was 5 guys from Wide Open Motorsports and 5 guys that were kind of independent, but they were running in the same league, and we kind of just joined forces, and we push each other, and we've grown a little bit. We were up to 17 drivers, but we've lost a couple this week, so we're down to 15. But the way we work is we have a power ranking, and to try to drive each other to get better, and we try to help each other out, and we'll spot for each other, and it's really a good group of guys that we get along really well, and it's kind of awesome. It's to get in the Discord and for a race and have 8 or 9 guys in there at one time is kind of cool.
So the statistician in me is really curious. How do you calculate power rank?
It's just our rating.
Okay, gotcha.
There's 3 owners basically, or presidents, and I'm one of them, and it's Brody Brown and Chris Forsyth. And Brody is the statistician, and he just goes through and he just gets everybody's rating for the week and what the points change is compared to what it was the week before, and just post it.
So you guys are running officials pretty regularly too, then, I expect.
Well, that was one of the things that when we formed the team, that was one of the things that we wanted to do, was be able to push each other by running more officials, because at the time we weren't running a lot of officials. We were just kind of doing league races, and we wanted to get better, and we wanted to push each other. So in the 4 months that since the team formed, several of us has went over the 2,000 mark and close to 2,500. We got a couple that's over 3,000 now, but we were all below 2,000 when we formed this about 3-4 months ago.
That's awesome. I think that's very healthy for a team to find milestones like that. And I think it's hard to do in iRacing a little bit, especially if your team focuses on league racing only, which I think a lot do. So it's hard to set those milestones to make sure you're improving, and that's pretty cool. I was curious because I've always been interested in starting a power ranking for our league, but never been able to find a good way to calculate it. So just was hoping
it's kind of hard.
Specials.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that, especially if you got guys that are not running officials, because you got guys that could be an 1,800 rating, but they're still fast because they don't run a bunch of officials, so that can skew it a little bit. But at least with us, we kind of know where we're at because we know if we're running officials or not. And, because we usually get in there together, and it's not unnormal for us to get in and be in the top split and there be 3 or 4 of us in the same split.
Right. So you mentioned that you focus predominantly on sprint cars. Is that the kind of the team's mindset too, or is it vary per driver?
For the most part, it's the team mindset that we focus on sprint cars right now. We got a couple of guys that are UMP guys, and we're about to start our UMP big block division. We got a guy named Jacob Schultz that we put in charge of that, but he can't get into coast to coast because he's over 3,000 rating. And then we got a couple of guys that run a couple of asphalt stuff, but primarily we run sprint cars.
Yeah, that's cool.
So who from our league is all on the team?
It's me, Chris Forsyth, Brody Brown. You got Taylor Wineland, Nicholas Shell. Who else? Robert Everson, which he had 2 podiums tonight.
Yep, he did.
Dustin Sargent, Kyle Sargent.
I didn't know there was 2 of them until a few weeks ago, and they were both in the same heat.
They're actually brothers.
Yeah.
They're brothers.
Yeah.
I feel like I may be missing a couple other ones, but those are the ones that run mostly.
And you mentioned Bob Evertson because as you were talking, I knew there's somebody got a podium tonight, and they're the ones that do the wraps, and actually chipped in for the Steve King King of the Wing, and that's Bob Evertson that does.
Yes, sir.
And it's something Crazy Train Graphics.
Crazy Chain Graphics. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's kind of a character. I don't know if you can get him off of, like out of the broadcast booth or whatever, and talk to him. He's definitely a joy to be around and keep it interesting. So, but yeah, he does all of our paints for us, and he doesn't really charge us, but we donate to him because it takes time for him to do that stuff.
Yeah. Preston knows that.
Not the donation part, but
No, Dylan, that's right.
Well, I think Nick got one from somebody. I don't know if it was you or Nicholas Vickery, and I know it takes a lot of time to do that. Nicholas Shell. I think it was Vickery he got it from.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting thing. Just give a shout out to Nick Shell because I just gonna have a new award. I think Preston at the end of each season, maybe. But it was kind of like the overall hard charger in the league. And right now, at the point we're at right now, it was Nick Shell. He's moved up the most positions. Like it was only like 2 spots or something. But don't forget, this is averaged. He had raced like 30 races or something, and in the average of all that, he had moved up. I think Preston, you and I were in the top 10.
I was going to say, and not no offense to Nicholas at all, because I fall in this category too. But
Yeah.
You're going to see guys there who just don't, for whatever reason, don't qualify well, but they're fast. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I can hold my own. Can't qualify worth a crap.
Yeah.
So I think really to win that award, that's
Yeah,
what
you
it's
gotta be.
gonna take.
I was thinking about that too. Is that's probably part of it. But it's an interesting new stat. So just did that, and he was at the top of the heap of the league. So you can mention that to Nick when you're talking to him.
I will.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking about qualifying, since they did the new update when they changed the wing angles and stuff, like the bigger tracks, I struggle trying to qualify. When it slicks off, I run better. I'm not the best, but I can hold my own and pass cars and find ways to get around people. But qualifying, when it's tacky, I cannot do it anymore.
Yeah. I lost it a bit too, and some of it is just sets. All your sets, especially when the track's tacky, have changed significantly now. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other one I wanted to mention was your man cave, buddy. So
my man cave.
So Preston's got a man cave, but tell us about yours.
Mine is a 12x40. It's a shed, and I've got a restroom in here, and I got a fridge and a little kitchenette, and I got my sim rig over in here, and it's just coming along to be set up, for me to get away from the house.
So I guess you don't worry about a heater in there. You just want air conditioning if you're down by Lake Butler.
It's been cold here for a couple.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Listen, I like the cold. My dad's actually from Ohio, but it was like 25 here the other day.
Yeah, I got you then. I've been dealing with that too. I toted my stuff right back in the house. God, once we started running 24 hours Daytona, there was no way I was staying out there in the middle of the night hoping my heater was going to stay on the whole time.
Yeah. So it's been cold here. So don't let the Florida thing fool you. It gets cold here because I'm in like the northern part of Florida.
Yeah. That's true.
Makes a big
so
difference.
you're kind of up Ocala, parallel with.
Yeah, I'm like an hour and a half away from the Georgia line.
Okay, yeah, that gets a little cooler there, but I'm not going to be feeling sorry for you anytime soon. So,
well, no.
So how long you had your man cave going?
Almost about a year, and it just takes time and money to put it together, and hadn't really had the extra money here lately to do it.
No, well, if you got your own bathroom and your own kitchen, you're doing all right, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the bathroom part is the part I'm most jealous about because especially with the cold. Usually I just crack the door and and it's too cold. Like that's not an option anymore. So.
Yeah, it's definitely nice having a bathroom where I ain't gotta go outside. I just go in there. So
yeah.
So go ahead.
I was going to ask you how long you've been iRacing.
Almost 2
Yeah.
years. I think May will be 2 years. When I first started out, I had like an old Walmart computer that it didn't have a really good graphics card, and the GPU just couldn't handle it. And I raced for like that for a little over a year, and I won officials. It couldn't find the burn, couldn't find the cushion, or
Yeah, got to keep the dirt particles turned off.
Yeah. Oh, so you're a COVID iRacer then? You came in during COVID.
I did come in during COVID, yes.
Yeah, when?
It's something I always wanted to do and just never had a chance. And then when COVID happened, I had some spare time, and I went and got a T150 wheel and pedals and started on what I had. And I mean, I always wanted to race. My dad used to race a little bit in real life, and I just never had an opportunity to do it myself. So when COVID happened, I got on and been hooked ever since.
Now you just got to get a cart for your man cave.
Yeah,
What I did.
Yeah. So what are you running now for iRacing?
What do you mean?
What equipment?
My computer?
Yeah, what kind of equipment?
I bought an iPower. It's got a NVIDIA graphics card on it that runs pretty good. It's not top of the line, but it's a lot better than what I had.
You run singles, triples, VR?
Just a single is all I got.
Geez, yeah.
You're quick for a single, man.
Yeah.
It took me a while to figure out how to do it. The field of view is something that a lot of people don't pay attention to. And if you get it set right, that helps out a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And so wrecks happen, and being on a single, it's kind of hard. I mean, there was a couple wrecks tonight that I was around, and you just can't see anybody out there on a single.
Yeah.
Like I think I got into John in the 305 race, and like wasn't like I was intentionally trying to do it. I thought I was clear, and I guess I lost a little bit more momentum than what I had thought I had lost, and he was trying to cut underneath me, and I guess he wrecked himself a little bit. So yeah, I'm jealous of people that's got triples.
Yeah, I got triples, and it's my second set of triples. They're incredible, man. So, and there was another question. Jeez, I'm losing.
I got
all
a
my
lot of
questions.
editing to do today.
You got a lot of editing to do today, man. So, what do you do for a living, Chris, these days?
I actually work with my dad's company. Or he's been there for 25 years. It's not his company, but I pre-pour concrete for different various things like pole bases, and we have a government contract that we pour what they call crypts for the military, and urns and stuff, and it's all concrete based, and so that's what I do. It pays the bills. I don't get rich, but it's not a bad job.
And how about family?
What's that?
And family, I think we were off air, but you were saying you had a 19-year-old son in college that's on a baseball scholarship.
So I actually have 9 kids.
Oh,
holy smokes, buddy! No wonder you never got on iRacing.
High score.
Yeah. Yep. So, and it's kind of a joke that for the team, they give me a hard time all the time. But yeah, I got 9 kids. I got a 20-year-old, 2 19-year-olds, 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, 11, 10, 9, and a 2-year-old.
How many of those are at home with you?
There is 6 that are around. Yeah.
Wow.
We'll
I got 3 in college.
Wow. Yeah, my son did something like that, but he had a couple of older teenagers, and he started all over again. But he only has 3, so that's that's a handful. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Oh, good.
So your greatest iRacing memory?
Greatest iRacing memory. It was probably my first official win. Like, it just the thrill of it. I mean, because I actually had to pass somebody, and I was on the old computer too at the time, and I didn't even know where the cushion was at, and I just knew I was hitting the right spot because I was passing him on the outside, and then there's nothing greater than that first win. And then if I had to follow that up, I would say either the win with you guys, Hometown Heroes,
Yeah.
or my other league wins that I got with Thunder Racing League. Because you in league races, you race against some fast people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And to beat those guys, like especially with you guys, Randy Shreves and Trent at the time, and the 305s, and I beat them that night. You got Nicholas Vickery, I think was there in the top points last.
Yeah.
So
Blake
to beat
Chapman,
those guys, and Blake, that's who I actually beat was Blake. Blake was a former teammate. And so that that goes right up there too, as a good memory.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I always ask, who is your biggest rival in the Coast to Coast Racing League? And I do want to preface it. I didn't last week, and I should have. It doesn't have to be somebody you don't get along with. It might just be somebody you find yourself on the track around. You determine what defines a rival. But who's your biggest rival?
My biggest rival, I mean, if I go off of this season alone, it's either going to be you, Preston, or Josh Gerlach. But Josh is kind of out the way now because I moved up. So I'm going to have to say you, just because I want to win the points.
Well, I'll tell you, we're both getting beat right now. Actually, if you go in and calculate it based off drop weeks, Brennan Lacey's got me by like 13 or 14 points. So we got work to do, buddy. We got a team up here.
Yeah. So, but the interesting point is, Chris just transferred up mid-season. He was a mid-season transfer, and was up at the top of Raiders. But he has, and he was saying earlier he missed a week, but he's running 5th in the Rebels without actually having been there. So, but I look, Lacey's behind him, and he's got a couple of drop weeks. But hey, I see Mr. Schaffer has a drop week here too on you, and he's got 442 to 504. So that's probably just about even after the drop.
Yeah, it's real tight. In fact, I could probably tell you, Shorty was doing the statistician thing today and sent me a list. So I didn't check everybody. I just knew I was losing and was bummed out. So I didn't read everybody else's name. But I can let you know at some point because he calculated everybody based on where you are with drop week.
So it could make for an interesting finish to the season.
It's going to be tight, and when it comes down to it, we've only got it's only week 8 that we're at the end of week 8 while we're recording this. But there's only 3 weeks left really because we've got the King of the Wing next week.
No, week 13 on the Monday we're
okay.
Yeah, so there will be 4.
Okay, good. I need that.
So there you go. So it's going to be a good run, but. You're looking good there, buddy, and I'll enjoy it from the back.
Well, I'll be honest. This is the best season I've had with Coast to Coast,
Me too.
And I actually ran good at some tracks that I notoriously hate, like Kokomo. I think I finished 4th or 5th or something. I don't remember. And for me to finish there, especially in the Rebel division, I was ecstatic because I absolutely despise Kokomo.
You like the bigger tracks better?
I've gotten to where I don't like the bigger tracks anymore just because with the update, it doesn't seem like you can run where you used to could.
Yeah.
Because I could roll the bottom, like at Volusia, I could roll the bottom really well. But with the new update, it seems like maybe the middle's a little quicker sometimes.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think that's, and I can't say for you for sure, but I think that's one of the reasons, because this has been my best season by far too. And I think that's why I'm running better, because I run well on a slick track and I can go through the middle, and I've not been able to do that before, and it's benefiting me quite a bit. And there's a handful of guys I think you're seeing rise to the top a little bit that aren't usually there, and I think that's why it's the track changes, and your sets come in a little bit in some ways. So I don't know, but that's my theory. I'm sticking to.
Hey,
and I agree. Like a couple of weeks ago, we were running the 305s at Volusia and Hometown Heroes, and I was telling the guys, I think Dustin had to come out of the B main or something. I said, listen, if you hit that groove just below the cushion, there's grip there and nobody's there. And he did. And he's like, you're right. So I don't know if it's just the track updates or if it's the sprint car updates or whatever they did, but that middle has a lot more grip than what it used to have.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're definitely right. Well, we shouldn't give away all our secrets.
Hey, and while you guys are talking, I just checked. Guess who's in P7 in Rebels? With a race in hand on you, Preston. I'm telling you, I'm coming for you.
You are not going to catch me.
I'm coming for both of you.
You're like 212 points behind.
I'm coming for you.
All right. Well, you get another one of those, and then we'll talk.
Well,
Oh, here it comes. I was only a
when
matter
you get
of time. All right.
one of those, we'll talk.
All right. I digress.
Anyways, hey, I checked the other day. I'm in the running for that again for this season. So stay tuned, man.
Yeah.
Is that for the retreads?
No, matinee. So one step up from the retreads.
Well, I mean, I ain't got a few more years, and I can run with the retreads.
You got a couple more years, but yeah. Anyways, buddy, it's been great having you on, and I really appreciate you taking the time. And again, thanks for your service. We'll see you out with the vets now.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see you on the track. And hey, you ever go fishing on? Do you ever go bass fishing on Lake Butler?
No.
Oh my!
I usually go out of Stanahatchee with my dad and go out there and try to redfish and stuff. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
that sounds good. Okay, man.
Good. It was good catching up with you, bud.
Yeah,
you too, guys.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, have a good one.
Yeah,
you too.
Bye-bye.
So we are back. This is I had said last week. Last week we had Grady Chandler on. I was thinking. I said at the time, first two-time person, but that's wrong. Brody Sim has been on twice. This is the first three-time guy on our show. So welcome back, Brody.
It's a three-peat.
Thanks for having me.
So lots been happening, I think, with you as well as with what's been going on with Grady since we talked to you last. So you both become team owners. So tell us about your team.
Yeah, so I had an old go-kart, an outlaw cart, because that's what I grew up racing, and I had one of those. It was just kind of, we stored in the trailer, the corner of the shop. Didn't really touch it for years, and then after my wreck, I was starting to get the itch to get back into something, or into racing in general. And obviously, I can't race just yet, or we had nothing on that. So I was just kind of talking around and looking around, and I seen the old go-kart sitting in the shop, and the motor sitting on the shelf. And so I just started kind of really just throwing stuff together just because, at first it wasn't even a plan. It was more of just something to do. And before I knew it, I almost had a complete go-kart together just with stuff that I found around the shop. And it actually turned out looking fairly decent too. So, but that's kind of what it started out as. And then I started to get thinking like, man, this thing, either I'm going to sell it or get it on the track somehow or some way. And I had a good buddy who's been here for me through everything, not just the wreck, but my surgeries in the past and everything. And he goes by the name Cole Patrick, and he's been there for me. And I figured no better person really that I could think of at the time to drive for me, because his shop actually burnt down not too long ago, burnt to the ground with his race cars inside of it. So that was really unfortunate. He got a lot of his stuff back, but he's still not racing as much as he wants to in the wintertime, because he lives a good bit from the track and everything else that contributes to it. But so I figured it kind of works out. He has everything to drive, and he's able to drive, but I have the car and everything, but I can't drive. So
this is a win-win for both of you guys.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And we're having a lot of fun. We really understand each other. It's not like, I've been in the car. I've driven that car before, actually. So I know how that car is. I've driven it. I know what the car is doing. From an outside point of view, it's a little bit different, but I can understand what he's saying, kind of.
Yeah. No, that's cool. The whole car owner, crew chief, and the whole thing going on there. So,
yeah.
So, but that's not all, though. You guys went out the first time out. Tell us about what happened there.
Yeah, no, we were really successful, actually, way more successful than what I thought we were going to be. So we rolled out to the track, and I don't know how Cole was feeling, but I wasn't even expecting it to really run very well or, bullets start flying off. But we went out and practiced, and we looked pretty good, not setting the world on fire or anything, but we were smooth, consistent, and just rolling laps pretty good. And I think we did like 3 sessions. And the amazing part about it is our first race out, like we didn't touch a single thing, no spacing, anything. The only thing we changed was the tire pressures, the air in the tires. But other than that, we didn't change a single thing. And that was a 2-day event. So, I mean, the whole weekend didn't change a thing. So the car was good straight out of the trailer. I mean, I just threw tires on it. I think we had like a Hoosier on the right rear and a Burris on the left rear. I mean, it wasn't right, but we were out there having fun. And Cole's pretty smooth, and that cart's set up pretty smooth, nothing aggressive, which is how I liked it, not a whole lot of traction, just smooth, and it fit Cole well. I mean, everything really went well. No hiccups at all. I mean, at least not yet, but and then after the practice night, I think we qualified like 11th out of 47 in that single car qualifying. So that's pretty good. It's, like I said, not setting the world on fire or anything, but pretty good. And then I forget what we did in our heats. I know we ran decent. I think we went forward in our first heat, and then we fell back in our second heat, like one position. But on the first night, we made the show on the prelim night, and we ran good. I think we ran 7th, I want to say. And then on the second night, we didn't lock into the A main, but we were in the B main, and the top 2 transferred, and we finished second. So we barely locked into the A main. And we started on the back of the A main. I think it was 15th or 16th, and we made it up to third at one point, and then we fell back to 4th and lost 4th at the last lap. So we ended up 5th.
Wow. And this is a car that's been on the shelf for what, 4 years or something?
Yeah, so the car hasn't seen a track for 4 years, and the motor hasn't seen a track for, I think, 6.
Well, yeah. I think like you're saying, maybe you weren't setting the world on fire, but I mean, maybe calling you guys a new team is a little bit disingenuous, but essentially you're a new team, right? There's a new team owner, there's new team driver. So for all intents and purposes, you're a new team, and to get out there and run like that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, we were actually ended up in the final show. We ended up being the highest finishing like local guy, Oregon driver. Tanner Holmes, I think, he won the deal, but he runs a lot of California races.
Well, there was some factory teams there or something, wasn't there?
Yeah, so the factory QRC team, which is like arguably one of the best outlaw kart teams in the country, they were there, and I think I know Tanner Holmes and Landon Brooks finished like 1-2 all weekend, and they were on the team. And then I think a guy by the name of Brian Hubert finished in front of us, and maybe Chase Hill. I get so zoned in when I'm watching it. It's hard. It sounds kind of weird, but I couldn't even tell you what happened with the leaders room very often. I just kind of zone in and watch them get through the field.
No, I get that totally, man. That's going to be a hard act to follow now.
Yeah, no, it is different. It's odd. It's more stressful than racing, I feel like. 'Cause I'm on edge, honestly. Like
now you know how your mom and dad felt all those years.
Yeah. No, I get into it though. I stand up and I cheer and clap and all sorts of stuff. I'm into this stuff.
That's awesome. That's a pretty good fix, that's for sure. Yeah. So and I think I saw in there where you were reaching out, asking for like begging for tires and begging for just spare parts and stuff. And so you cobbled this car together, and then you go out and put on a performance like that. So that is awesome. Tell us a little bit about Cole, your partner there in crime.
Yeah, so he's the same age as I am. We're both 17. And like I said, he's a pretty cool dude. He's been there for me. He's always checked in on me and everything. And actually, when I ran my modified back east, he flew in. I actually had a pretty bad headache, and I wasn't feeling it for, I think, like the 3rd or 4th day of racing. And he's asked if I need any help, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, honestly, but you're way across the country, so that's kind of sucky. And then next thing I knew, he sent me a picture of his like flight ticket or something, and he's like flying out, and he says, I'll see you tomorrow or something. So he's a pretty cool dude. He's a nice guy. He's kind of always there, so he's a nice guy to have around.
Yeah, that's cool. That's that is a great story. So Preston, are you paying attention to all this? Because Preston is he's about to embark on his rookie kart year.
Oh yeah. I think you said that before in the last time you were.
Yeah, I did. I'm actually things are starting to fall together. I got a few more things got to grab, clutch and all, but nothing major. Motors up and running, and just kind of positioning things, setting weight. Steve Maurer, if you're watching, I'm gonna call you. I promise. He's really been on me to call me. I think he's got some hot tips for me. So. But I'm taking notes. I'm Now, are you guys running, and I'm asking questions for my own sake at this point, but do you guys run treaded tires or are you running slicks?
Yeah, we run treaded tires. So a lot of the little cars, they run like the LO206 motors or Predator motors or something.
Yeah.
They run slicks, but 250s and opens, like the 500 class, the bigger carts, they run treaded tires.
So you've got some races upcoming too, right?
Yeah, so the next 2 weekends we'll be racing. Like in 3 days, we'll have another race on Saturday, and then the Saturday after that.
So are they at the same track you're at before, or are you traveling a little bit?
Yeah, the same track as of now. We're trying to just shake our stuff down and get going there, and then depending on how much stuff we break, and then how everything goes, we might venture out for the West Coast Nationals over in Red Bluff, California. But
That's cool.
that's a long shot. We'll see if we can make it there or not, but we'll see. That's kind of like a big goal right now, So
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, so tell us, have you still been going? I forget where you're going out of town, but are you still going for those treatments?
Neurofeedback, yeah, we've narrowed it down a little bit. I'm slowly starting to lean off of it, but I am still going to that. Yeah, I think it's once a month now or once every 2 weeks. I forget, but I'm still going to that. Now it's more of like a keeping my head like where it's at, and then like slowly getting better. I don't. It's kind of hard to explain, like I've said before, but I don't even understand it fully. But I still go to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but things obviously are progressing well, and
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's what the doctors keep telling me is it's good because a lot of people who get brain injuries, they get better for a few months, and then they kind of plateau a little bit. But I'm still getting better to this day, so that's what they keep telling me at least. So
It's very similar to when we talked to Grady. Now there was a much longer gap between the first time we talked to Grady and the second time, but there was Roger and I immediately noticed the improvement, and I can tell with you too. Not that last time we could tell anything was bothering you, but I can just tell you're that much sharper each time we talk to you, and it's really encouraging. It's
yeah,
good.
that's good to hear. Yeah, it makes me feel good.
Have you? And I'm not trying to push anything, but have you tried iRacing yet, or is that still a little bit off?
Yeah, I've tried it. I think I've ran a couple of practice sessions. I'm not very good anymore at all. I especially when I first did it, I feel like my like depth perception was off. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but like I try to set it up on the fence and I'd be in the wall. Or so. I don't know if that was because I was.
I do that now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's more of I try to stay busy now, especially with the cart that I'm doing now. I try to stay busy with that, but I've been meaning to get on with your. So you guys run Monday and Wednesdays, right?
We run 7 days a week, but
Okay.
Monday and Wednesdays are kind of our big nights. But but I'm not pressuring you to get out. I just wondered if you had, I know you're progressing, and that's probably at the end of the line to do something like that because it's the whole stimulation of the screen and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So better to be at the track yelling at your buddy to get past the next guy.
Yeah.
You run VR too, right?
What's that?
You run VR?
I have a VR, yeah, but I've tried it once or twice, but I'm not sure if it's quite the best idea for me.
I was going to say, even without any external things going on, if with a break that long between using it and then coming back, I know like when I first started mine, the motion sickness was unbelievable, and it took a few days at least to start getting that to even go away a little bit. So I'm sure that's something you have to consider too.
I more just use it to like sit in the pits in the car when I'm sitting still and just look around and kind of see how real everything is.
Yeah, that's awesome. So mom and dad are doing good, and your sister and the whole thing there?
Yeah, they're doing good. We're kind of just staying home from it, or they are at least. They're staying home from everything. They don't really want to get too involved with the COVID and everything going on right now, but they're getting out when they can and everything. They're just being careful. But yeah, everything's going good. My sister's doing good in school and everything. So
yeah, I saw a post on that the other day. So that's all. So it's good news all around the sim house.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of her. That was a really big accomplishment. It's cool.
Yeah. So we've got a big event coming up next week. If you've been catching the races, you got to make sure you catch them. We got King of the Wing. It's our charity race for the Steve King Foundation. So the last one was for you. This is just for their general fund. but you'll have to catch those races and you know, cheer for 747 and the 07.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
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 So
what day is that race?
It's it'd be Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night.
Okay.
So yeah, so the final, the championships at Knoxville on Wednesday night. You should catch that, and should be some great action. But you know, can't say enough about Steve King Foundation. I think you know, you've been a direct benefit. You've seen the benefits of Steve King Foundation. And,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they've helped us out a lot, you know, with everything, even just the support that I feel from it, you know. Uh, it's just good to know that somebody's out there. I mean, obviously there's a lot of people helping me, but it's just good to
Yep.
see, you know, it's almost unreal.
yeah, and hopefully we can raise enough funds to help another driver that's you know in need. So
Yeah.
it's great to see you, Brody. And you have any questions, Preston? I'm sure you got a bunch of kart questions.
Well, I do. I think that we should probably leave those for offline. For
Yeah.
one, I don't want to give any tips away, but you know, I don't want to bore anybody either. So I'll message you, Brody, and maybe I can get some tips from.
Yeah.
So, buddy, we want to thank you for coming on, and we'll be having you on again. We want to check in, see how you're doing. But
Yeah, of course.
you're looking amazing, and hey, get some videos of the race, or get some.
Okay.
Oh, here, get your girlfriend to take the videos while you're focusing on the car. But
Yeah.
I want to see some videos of the races posted up there. So
Yeah, for sure. And then
Yeah.
I'll try and share some more posts to the lounge and everything in the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So.
yeah,
And
that'd
I've
be
got
great.
your address, so you've got a couple of Pitside podcast logos on the way, so you can slap those on the car too.
Okay, yeah, of course, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to represent for everything that you guys have done to me and everything. So I appreciate everything you guys have done for me, and I'll gladly run the sticker on the car. So
Appreciate
Okay,
that, buddy.
Okay, so here's Preston. Here's what we're gonna do. Have you seen? There it is.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's what our drivers get when they win a feature.
oh yeah.
Okay,
Like,
buddy. So
do they
there's
get
one.
that mailed to them?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're in. If you can win a feature, let me know, and we'll send one to the team owner and the team driver.
Okay.
So that's a promise.
Oh, yeah.
So keep us posted on that. We'll be pulling for you to win that feature.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, drain us of stickers, man. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay, right on.
Okay, buddy.
yeah,
We'll,
we'll talk to you soon.
We'll catch up with you later, man. And just thanks for coming out.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, we're clear. I got to
Okay.
go stop the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, man. That was great. That was excellent.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on again, man. I really do. It's fun to catch up with you guys and everything. It's
Well, you know what? It's guys in the league are really always interested in seeing what's happening with you and Grady and